What's up, guys? So, cash is important, very, very important, and I'm going to tell you guys why. Right? The reason why you need cash, and again, I'm all about hard money, long term. Right? I'm all about precious metals. I'm all about Bitcoin. I'm for the hardest precious metals and the vintage silver and stuff like that. But for the short term, I'm about cash as well, right? You got to have the strongest currency in the world. It's not the strongest money in the world, but it is the strongest currency. And that's the US dollar, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason why we need it simple. It's not because, we feel like the electricity's going down or, we're going to save in dollars. We need them short term for simple fact of number one is we know that the US dollar, as far as inside within the US, the United States borders, it's going to lose its value. It's going to be debased because they're always going to print more. The reason I'm doing this like this because they keep printing them and printing them and printing. That's what you got to do, by the way. You got to be a money printer, right? You got to go out there and work your ass off so you can keep printing money. Okay, so when you keep or fiat currency, so when you keep printing these fiat currency dollars, the United States politicians. That's why politicians are important. The Fed and all this other stuff. The reason why your money gets debased because there's more dollars chasing the same amount or less goods in comparison to that fiat currency, right? So you have to know that long term stuff like this is the way to go, right? The hardest money in the world, digital money, that's Bitcoin, and the hardest money in the world to me is vintage silver. I know there's some vintage gold out there and stuff like that too, but that's just too much US dollars for one little small area for me. But anyways, so why are dollars important right now? Well, they're important right now because if something happens in an emergency, right? Let's just say, and I'm not talking about the grid going down or anything like that. Let's just say the banking system closed down, right? And you have all your currency, most of it in a bank, right? And you can't get to that bank. How are you going to transact? Now, again, commodities are most important, right? You want to have food, you want to have water, you want to have, Band-Aids, you want to have duct tape, you want to have, medical supplies. You want to have all the commodities you need that this fiat currency buys, right? So besides that, right, you can trade back and forth and barter and stuff. But if somebody wants something and you don't have that thing or they don't have that thing, you got to have dollars, ladies and gentlemen. And again, as much as I love silver and Bitcoin, a lot of people don't transact in that and they don't even know what it is. In our little world, our little 0.01% of people that use Bitcoin and the 3 to 5% of whatever that use silver and gold, you're going to be hard pressed to find those people, right? So you need all denominations of these US dollars, and you got to keep them. I got a big can and jug of 50-cent pieces. I got big jugs of quarters. I got big jugs of dimes. I keep pennies too much, to be honest with you, but I keep that stuff because you want to have different denominations. It's almost like having gold and silver and platinum or whatever in fractional situations, right? That's why you want to have dimes. Let me see. That's why you want to have dimes. You want to have 50-cent pieces. You want to have quarters. You want to have all kind of stuff, right? In the silver, but it goes the same thing with the US dollars. I don't have any 50s here with me. I do have a bunch of 50s though. But you want some 20s, right? You want some 10s. I had a 5 over here. Oh, you want some 5s. You want some $1 bills. Because I think if shit really hit the fan, and I'm talking about the banking system shut down and everything, all messed up, you gotta have dollars, guys. And I know that's a tough ask for us, especially our Bitcoin stackers and our and our silver and gold stackers. I understand that stuff, guys, but it's very difficult for us because we know the game. We know that fiat currency is not the way to go. But for the short term, 2 to 5 years or 3 to 5 years, you got to stack this stuff up. And as time goes on, especially with all the things going on, but especially as time goes on, you can keep buying your gold and silver, but you got to have an allotment for cash and currency. That way, those currencies, those US dollars, can get you the things you want, and that's your commodities. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.